guys, welcome to tonight's Big Brother 22 chat.
Whoa, and it's episode 21. Don't pour out the shot. All right, so...
Bowie is licking my chair and my leg.
Ew. All right, so we got a lot to unpack here. Memphis nominated Devon and Kevin last time.
Mm-hmm. Surprise, surprise. Or in the words of Danny, shocker. I haven't heard that this season.
I did once.
Okay.
Memphis actually plans on backdooring David.
Right. He didn't want to tell anybody. Sham. Yeah, he didn't want to tell anybody about his plan just in case David did play in the Power Veto competition. Oops. And he didn't want
ahead a little bit.
He does not want David to suspect that he might be going up. So that's why he made that deal with him. Like, you're safe if you promise me you won't change the nominations.
All right.
He's hedging his bets with David.
He's lying his A off.
Yeah, that too.
All right, so Kevin and Memphis have a chat. He said to Kevin, I put you up because Day used the veto on you last week. Your collateral damage.
Yeah. So that's pretty lame.
and Day went up because she used the veto.
Right. So he's like, I feel bad that you are up there and you didn't even use the power, but like, whatever. The real deal is they're not in his big-ass alliance,
right.
And that's it.
That's right. All right, so then Danny, Cody, and Enzo are sitting around like a bunch of farts, and Danny said, I told her not to use a veto. I told
Last
her
week, yeah.
It wasn't good for her game, and it wasn't good for my game, and it's good for no one's game.
So, of course, they're having their, like, I told her so moment.
Yeah. And everybody's like, that's it.
I can't.
It's so lame. All right.
Yeah, it's just... But the sad thing is, like, even as obvious as it seems like this is to all of us, Kevin and Devon are still not able to put all of the pieces together. Or David. I mean, David's getting close, but nobody wants to listen to him.
Because he was an idiot for the first half of the game. Now that he's finally woke. Big Brother woke.
I mean, remember when Kaser was up on the block and David kept talking about people not having credit?
Yeah.
Talk about not having credit in the BB house.
Yeah.
People are not buying what he's selling.
No. So, Kevin and Day are chatting, and Day gets this epiphany.
Well, she's like, okay, David is not up on the block, obviously. There's two reasons here. Mm-hmm. Number one, maybe David is working with the boys, which is something that she suspected for a long time. Because remember that time that David said, I'm in a boys' alliance? Yeah. Again, an example of David being shady, which is making Devon and Kevin doubt him.
Right.
But yeah.
But it's just because David's really dumb.
Yeah. He's not dumb. He's just a little bit Big Brother dumb.
He's socially dumb, I feel like.
I feel like he's Big Brother dumb.
Well, okay.
But,
which is a social game.
Yeah. There's a lot of layers. You know that.
Yeah.
But anyway, the other reason is she thinks maybe Memphis is trying to backdoor David.
Oh.
Which is correct.
So she tells Kevin, don't pick David as house guest choice.
Right. I mean, she's thinking if we could get him up on the block, that's great for us. They don't trust him right now anyway. So they're not sweating it if David goes. Mm-hmm. And that means both of them can be safe.
Yeah. And then we had the moment of the season. The Kevin, Devon.
Oh, yes. Talking
moment.
about their friendship.
I just knew when I saw you that you were going to be an all-star one day.
The receipts are out there, though, because there is a tweet that has been circulating from when Devon was on her first season, I guess. And David tweeted out, like, Devon is definitely going to be on All-Stars one day.
You mean Kevin?
Did I say Devon?
You said David.
Oh, I hate myself. Yes. I'm talking about Kevin.
Don't hate yourself. There's plenty enough people who hate you.
I'm very tired. Yes. So
don't add to it.
Kevin. I know, right? Kevin tweeted about Devon. And Devon was like, when I watched you on your season, like, I knew that we were going to be best friends.
That was really sweet.
It was a nice, sweet moment.
I loved it. Mm-hmm. All right, so now it's time to ruin that moment and pick players for the veto.
Don't worry, guys. We got the lens cap ready.
All right. Memphis goes in, and he picks out Tyler.
All right. Then it's Devon's turn. House guest choice.
What?
So Kevin and Devon discussed this beforehand.
Obviously, because we just talked about it.
Yeah, but not only did they say don't pick David, but Devon was like, I'll pick Nicole and you pick Danny. Mm-hmm. And guess what? Devon picked Nicole. And then, this is so freaking weird, Kevin also got house guest choice.
Were there like 10,000 house guest choice tokens in there?
I feel like Tyler was saying that on season 20, they like dumped out the thing a few times and there were like 2 or 3 house guest choice chips.
And no David chip?
No, like along with all the other names. I'm surprised they don't dump it out like every single time.
Yeah.
Because I would want to. But yeah, Kevin also got house guest choice and he chose Danny. Not David. That is a statement for neither of them to pick David. David was feeling it. They
dumped it out in the past, but when this time they dumped it out, was there like 10 house guest choice?
I don't know. I don't think they dumped it out.
They probably weren't allowed. There were probably little piranhas in there.
I don't know. But David knows that he's in trouble and that Devon and Kevin don't trust him.
And Tyler knows now that Danny and Nicole have side deals.
He's like, look at these pics, man. Obviously, Danny and Nicole are working with them.
Yeah.
I mean, sort of, not really. They are working with Devon. They've got that Girls Alliance. Yeah.
They're using them.
They're not so much working with Kevin.
No. All right, so Danny and Nicole and Tyler and Memphis have a meeting.
Now Memphis is ready to share his plan, now that he knows who's playing.
I'm going to backdoor David, and you're going to help me. You're going to have to throw this veto, because best case scenario would be for me to win.
Yeah.
Because then I can be the big...
turd.
Exactly. Or if one of you win it, or if Devon or Kevin win it, then they can feel like they've won something and take themselves down, and then I'm just going to throw David up there.
But the way that he told them the plan, it wasn't like, hey, do you guys think you could like throw this competition?
Yeah, he was a complete douche about it.
He was like, here's what's going to happen. You're going to throw the comp, I'm going to win, and I'm going to put up David. And Tyler the whole time was like...
You know what I got to say? Douche canoe.
Yeah.
Complete.
Yeah. I mean, my dad was watching with us, and he was like, that guy doesn't know how to talk to people.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, so...
Yeah, Tyler
doesn't want that.
Tyler's not down with this plan.
I didn't sign up for that.
Tyler wants Devon to go. Mm-hmm. And he feels like, I've got a good thing going with David. I don't want him to be backdoored. I feel like I can continue to use him moving forward.
Well, I mean, honestly, Devon is probably the biggest threat out of those 3.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Devon fan, so of course I don't want to see her go, but at the same time, it is the smarter move to take out either Devon or Kevin, because they're a duo.
Why does Memphis have such a vendetta against David?
I don't know. It's freaking bizarre, though.
It is really bizarre,
and it came like out of nowhere, it seems like.
He just... Oh, it's like some bad teen movie from like the 80s or something. He just has it out for him.
It's not cool.
No.
It's not cool. So, anyway, Tyler is not feeling this.
Memphis tells Devon and Kevin about the backdoor plan.
He's like, yeah, I told all the others to throw it, and one of us 3 is going to win.
If you want to win it, go right ahead.
And they're like... They're not like, woo!
No.
They're skeptical about it. They're like, is this some sort of setup? Like, what is this?
Kevin made his face that he makes the entire season.
I swear, every single cutaway to Kevin tonight was basically...
Or...
when he was laying in his bed, like...
Yeah.
It was so weird. But, yeah, they're thinking, you know what? We just got to do what we were going to do anyway. Mm-hmm. Try and win this veto, no matter what.
Well, Tyler and Cody are laying
in that
around.
have-not room.
Yep. They are outraged at the backdoor plan.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
I mean, they were all excited at first because Memphis put up Devon and Kevin, which is what they wanted.
Right.
But now that they're finding out what his real plan is, they're like, no freaking way. So they decide, okay, Tyler, you got to go for this win. And if you do, you should leave the nominations the same so we can take out who we want.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what time it is. Wake up, losers!
Yeah! Zing
It's time for the Zing Bot! Zingbot.
You gotta love Zingbot.
Not 2,000, not 3,000, but 9,000.
Wow.
I remember when it was 2,000.
This is exciting.
This is very exciting. Tiger Zing.
Oh.
So,
hello, all you cool Zingbots and kittens.
yes. So first the Zings, and then the Veto Comp.
And then the bots.
Yeah. All right. So David was up first. Blah blah blah. Not an all-star.
Yeah, we're not gonna go over all the exact wording, but let's just talk about like the gist of
some low-hanging fruit right there.
Well, yeah.
Enzo basically called him a pussy.
Well, no, they're like what kind of loser calls himself meow meow when he's in his 40s? That's his new name, right? After his HOH week when he didn't want to make a move.
Memphis, that was one of my personal favorites. Dan's number 1, but he's just a big number 2.
Yeah! They called him Poop.
He's a giant dookie.
Yeah.
All right, so Cody, he's a perfect 10, baby. IQ.
Oh, I mean, I've got to admit, I've seen Cody say some really dumb shit on the feeds.
Danny, this was harsh, I feel like.
Yeah.
First season, you look like an old pro. Now you just look old.
Damn, she's not even that old. She's like, what, 33 or something?
Honey, she's a Jeffree Star, but she's not old looking.
No.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they could have done better there.
Yeah. Christmas. Cold, stress-inducing, and annoying.
This was pretty funny. I liked
And there's another holiday called Christmas.
Oh, I really like Devon's DR for Christmas. She should be named Halloween.
Run! Yeah.
Seriously, though, Christmas would not shut up about the zing for, like, forever after this.
I mean, I think it's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Kevin got a nickname with a great ring. Boring.
Aw, Kevy.
But it's true. Tyler. He's got to tell himself the real winner gets the girl, not the money. Liar.
It's an improvement on his zing from his first season.
What was his first season?
It was
do you
like
remember?
something about his skin, wasn't it? It was like really weird.
Oh, because he had zits or something?
They were like crispy. Like, I don't know. It was
you
weird.
know what? He looks freaking great now that he's vegan. Right? And then Day, that was funny.
She's been on Big Brother. This is her 3rd time. She's on the challenge twice.
Which reality show do you plan on losing next?
Oh. I thought I heard her mention at one point that she was thinking about going on The Circle and being a catfish. That would be hilarious. I would love to see that.
I think she... You know what? I think she would actually be great on The Circle.
I think so, too.
I think that... Somebody, get that out to The Circle casting. All right, and then another one of my favorites. Here comes the bride.
They saved the best for last.
She cries and whines, and I want to F and die. Yes. And I do. And I did.
This is another one. Nicole was really crabbing about her zing like hours and hours later. It was definitely Christmas and Nicole.
She can play that at her wedding.
Something tells me that Zingbot has been disinvited from the wedding.
I want to send Zingbot $3,000 so that he can go to the wedding. All right, so it's time for the Veto Comp, as promised. It's a maze. We all saw it on Twitter. We all saw it. And, they had some stuffed animals in there, 3 of them. Mm-hmm. You had to go in there and put the right stuffed animals in the right cage, one at a time.
Right.
And it was individually timed.
Okay. Didn't seem super complicated, right?
No, but of course they went in there and they were like, what's this thing? And it goes in here? What?
Yeah.
Did they not read the directions at the beginning? Did they not ask 1,000 questions after the... If you watched Over the Top, you know, before these competitions, they give them a buttload of time to go over the instructions.
I mean, they gotta make sure everybody understands the rules, right?
Make sure everything is like it should be, and they're just like, what's this thing? Come on.
I was a little bit surprised at, like, Kevin, the way he was...
He's like, oh, I should go really slow so I don't get disoriented. Honey, it's timed.
You are on the block.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that was.
You ride like the wind, Bullseye. All right, so it's very apparent from these times that no one threw it.
Uh-oh. Memphis is not going to be happy.
No.
So Memphis ended up coming in second place.
To Tyler.
Oh.
Guess he is a number 2.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, so Tyler was the big winner. And Memphis is pissed because...
He beat him by a lot. By like
a decent amount.
35 seconds. I mean, when the slowest time...
Well, yeah, that's true. He smoked him.
Was Day at like almost 7 minutes.
The slowest time?
Yeah. I said the longest time.
Oh, I thought you said... Oh,
yeah.
I'm having a hard time.
I know. All right, so Memphis is pissed when he saw this that Tyler did not throw it. Mm-hmm. And Memphis and Day and Kevin are in the room, and they're like, sorry, guys, nobody threw it.
But he did tell them, like, the plan is still the plan.
Right.
Like, I'm still intending to backdoor David. And then they're like, are you sure? And he's like, all right, I got to talk to Tyler first.
So he talks to Tyler. And
Tyler's like, I'm not doing it. He said Danny and Nicole both have side deals with Kevin and Devon. Like, why were they going for this so hard?
Yeah.
You know, they wanted to save Devon because they're working with her.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't let that happen. We need to break that up. And Memphis was like, okay. I mean, he put up some resistance, but he was...
not much.
He was pretty quick.
It's not like he's so
switch.
freaking pissed at Tyler. I mean, Tyler had a good point.
Okay. Yes, he was, like, upset at Tyler, but from watching on the feeds, it seemed like he was more upset at Danny for being, like, 10 seconds behind him or something. Mm-hmm. When it's like, Tyler also did not throw it, and he beat you. And he's not doing what you wanted him to do. At least if Danny won, she would have used the veto on Devon, and Memphis could still do what he wanted to do. But he was, like, weirdly more upset at Danny. It was bizarre.
He-Man woman hater? The shoe fits?
Mm.
All right, get out the shoehorn. So, it's time for the veto meeting.
Yes, and we actually got to see the speeches this time.
That's unusual.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kevin said, hey, you were here last week, Tyler. You get it. You know what it's like.
The struggle.
Struggle is real.
Yeah.
So
Devon was like, let's cut the shit.
Yeah, and that's exactly what
I
she
like
said.
that. I appreciate that energy.
I did too. She was like, she called out the guys.
And Christmas.
Yeah. You should have added 2 more to that, but we'll get,
What?
Danny and
Oh,
Nicole.
yeah. Well, she was saying, like, I knew, like, at some point one of you would try to, like, take a shot at me or something. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I know you're not going to use it on me, so whatever.
So F y'all. Cornbread.
So they were talking nonstop about this speech, and I don't think it was, like, that bad.
They must have cut out some of it.
Maybe.
I
mean, it's possible. It's definitely possible.
Cut for time.
I don't know.
Or, shock.
Mm. So Tyler does not use the veto.
And Day doesn't think that there ever was a backdoor plan for David.
But there actually was.
She's so close, but she's leaving out the most important part, and that's what's sinking her boat.
I think one of her biggest issues is that she's
trusting Danny and Nicole.
Nicole too much. I mean, Danny and Nicole, but especially
mostly Nicole. Snake hole.
It's very difficult to watch.
I just got a snake hole plant today.
Okay.
All right, so
we found out tonight, though, something exciting. Zingbot was not the neighbor.
Zingbot, you are not the neighbor.
Yeah.
says Maury Povich.
Yeah. So a BB legend is returning tomorrow to kick off a new twist. I had a thought tonight. I was like, they keep saying legend and not player. What are the chances that maybe it's like some sort of like power or like Pandora's box or like something? I'm just trying to think outside of the box a little bit.
I don't think so because they said to kick off a new twist.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's Jesse.
Why?
Because he always seems...
He's like always on,
He's
right?
always on.
I know. Okay, so like I am thinking it's a person because why else would it be outside like in the neighbor's house or whatever? I would love to see Dr. Will. I just really would. But I don't know.
I don't think he's got time for this BS. I really don't.
Brittany? Danny Reyes? A girl can dream. I don't know.
Yeah, right?
We'll see. But it should be interesting.
I leave it in the comments who you think it is. I'm thinking it's probably either going to be Jesse Or no one else.
I don't know.
Or maybe,
Will the feeds ever come back? That's something I would like to know.
it better not be Jeff.
No. I don't think so, right? What if he's like, guess what? There's going to be a coup d'etat in play.
That would be incredible. And fixed as hell. It's probably somebody who lives in California already.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
And maybe the feeds will come back tonight. Or maybe they won't.
We'll see.
So thanks for watching, guys. And until next time,
Much love.